Hello everybody, I'm sorry, I need to be really fast because this is really fast game. We need to do the review in the 1 minute. Because the game is called 1 minute. Let's do it. Okay, well, tell me everything. Tell me, do you like it? Do you not?
At the beginning I thought it was interesting because it has an interesting gameplay dynamic that you can only play for 1 minute and then you die and you have to go back. Hi.
The game, Minit, is all about timing. Because you got only 1 minute, 60 seconds.
But aren't you glad you have more than a minute with us? And you see, it's just not a great way to live.
Yeah.
And
but getting back to the game.
Sure,
okay?
sure.
So what would you say about the game? Did you like it? Because it looks bad. It looks like 30 years ago game.
It does.
It sounds like that?
Yeah, it does.
Does it play like that?
I mean, it's retro. It's trying
super retro.
It's trying to be a super retro game. And
It's succeeded in that way. Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's all about expectations. So I went in with very low expectations because it's not my type of game at all. Because of that, I think in the beginning I was a bit intrigued.
Okay.
I like exploration and there are things to discover and you find out what to do. But I would say after an hour, it kind of felt more like a King's Quest game that, okay, the only thing I can do is try to get this gate open. To get this gate open, I have to find that key. To find that key, I have to do this puzzle.
It's like a puzzle game.
Yeah.
Like with the kind of like Zelda adventure action.
And where it wants to be unique is in the gameplay dynamic with 1 minute. So you have 60 seconds to get as far as you can, and then you die and you go back to your home base and you have to restart from there. Which I feel like is a challenge that they
It's an interesting idea.
It starts interesting, and I would say they handle this dynamic well, because in the beginning you're thinking, how will I ever achieve
I don't
anything?
think so, because every time you die, most of the things doesn't change. So it doesn't matter what you did. If you killed one enemy, you were gonna reset, and you had to gonna kill it again. So for me, the impact of things you do are really like only for the main things.
It's true. Where I really started to turn against the game, I mean, I think I played for about 3 hours.
I couldn't play it. But actually people finish it in 20 minutes. And only 20 deaths.
Logically,
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, I think I was a bit intrigued because this gameplay dynamic is different. And also, there was the hint of an interesting story. But after a couple of hours, and I hadn't progressed in that story at all, and I realized, in fact, there is no story. And what I really lack in a game like this is, okay, you can have super retro graphics, you can have super retro gameplay dynamics with maybe one new thing, but that's your opportunity to tell an interesting story in that platform, and they didn't seem to try to do that at all. There was no interesting story, no long-term intrigue, nothing.
Well, I can see how the better graphic would help the game already, but yeah, there's very little story, and for me, I had to go like everywhere and try to use all the items everywhere. Basically, it wasn't always logical for me.
I think
So
it
got boring because of that.
At one point, I found that you could buy a pair of speed boots for 7 coins.
Yeah.
These coins are quite hard to find. So when I realized that, I thought, oh, I really want to get 7 coins. And that pulled me through. The same as like, if in Skyrim you see a sword for 20,000 septums, say, okay, I want to find all the gold.
Yeah.
So it pulled me through to that point, and then it didn't go anywhere from there. It didn't give me more intrigue. It didn't pull me into the story more. No, I kind of feel like I wasted 3 hours.
I didn't waste 3 hours, but it still took me more than an hour to go through it. I tried to play it, but it didn't get me at all. Like, it looks old, and it's not interesting.
You know, I had less problems with the graphics than I thought, because usually I'm very sensitive to graphics. The more beautiful the world, the more interested I am. But it still gave a sense of exploration in the beginning, and so this I found interesting. I really think that if they had, with the low graphics, with this world, if they had had an interesting story about, about something psychological or something that Celeste. Celeste has very low graphic quality, but it's
Still better
telling.
than this game.
Yeah, of course.
Like this game is only black and white.
Yeah.
It's really like
No.
nothing.
I would say, as is often the case, honestly, watch the 2-minute trailer of Minit, and if you're not intrigued by the trailer, don't waste your time in the game.
The soundtrack is nice actually. And
Really? I think.
For me, it's nice.
Okay.
And actually, all the things in the games for the other people, like I watched some reviews on it, and every time people say they love it, I don't understand. All the people love it.
Speedrunners. It's the kind of game
I
that
mean, like
speedrunners would
even
love.
on the Steam, if you watch the score for the review, it's really high, even from the normal users. So I don't know what I'm missing.
Again, as is always the case, you're just getting our opinions.
True.
Can you describe the type of person that maybe would really like this game?
Okay.
It's not us.
That's really hard question actually.
I think you're more against
I
the
don't know what to say.
I think that speedrunners, anyone who really loves, if you love retro games, this is a retro game. And if you have a very active imagination and you like exploration, maybe. But there's so many better games for that kind of thing.
Anyone who would like it, but still, people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I really would be interested. Like, have you played the game? If now it's free, so you can easily play it. Play it and tell me like what's interesting about it. I don't get it, but I think that you should not play it because this video is about should you play this game. So for me, it's no.
As always, it's our opinion. I probably enjoyed it for about an hour, and then I always thought I was close to the end, and then I lost interest after about 3 hours. In the end, I don't think that you should play it also. I can't think of anyone I would recommend this to. Save your time for something more interesting.
I think that's it. You can see.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and we know that everyone bothers you about the bell on YouTube, but we release videos about games that are free for only 1 week on the Epic Store. So you should click that bell on our channel so that you get the notification right away and you don't miss free games like
Sometimes
Minit.
it's 1, sometimes 2, sometimes it's 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't want to miss that.
yeah, Minit is
You
free.
you want to miss Minute maybe, but you don't want to miss the next ones.
You know, it's a free game. Add it to your library. Maybe someday you'll have time for it. And the developers put effort into making the game, and Epic will still pay them for the game. So sure, add the game to your library. Give them a little bit of support for their next game. Maybe it will be better.
Maybe. Okay.
Thanks for watching,
We'll see you
everyone.
next time.
Bye.